Afternoon, folks. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We're going to be going over the latest Lions news and rumors today. We're going to be talking about DK Metcalf, and he is getting sued. We'll keep you updated on that one. Quandre Diggs talks about the Detroit Lions in a positive light. Lions ups the Bears. Can't wait to talk about this story because it's a little bit of rivalry going on there. Cut candidates from A to Z Sports. What do they think? And free agency additions of the possibility. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a smart and sound idea to pull a fan or try to yank a fan out of the stands or punch them, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you can get pulled from the stands. Also, take that like button with you and hope you sue it and get millions of dollars. Let's get into today's Lions news and rumors. Smart idea actually starts off with today's Lions news here. DK Metcalf getting sued. The Detroit Lions fan involved in the altercation with Pittsburgh Steelers player DK Metcalf has filed a $100 million lawsuit against the receiver and others alleging he was assaulted and later defamed as a racist. Now, you can actually see the video because it was recorded. There was no race event. What this fan did is called his name DK Metcalf by his name. And DK Metcalf got salty and sour for I don't even know what reason. There's reports made this fan's been, messing with him for a couple years or whatever, but come on, dude. Public figures, we're going to be it happens. Figures, we take heat. You got to have thick skin, DK Metcalf, real thick skin to be in a business where you're in front of the public. Let us know right now by placing a FOFO in the comment section for DK Metcalf. F around and find out. He wanted to play the game, and now he's going to make a Lions fan very, very wealthy. I don't think the Lions fan's going to get $100 million, but he's going to get bank. Quandre Diggs spoke to the media, showing love to our Detroit Lions. Says, those fans, the organization, I love them. I've been there numerous times to play, and it's been nothing but love. Nothing but the crowd still cheering for me and enjoying who I am as a person, so I am forever thankful. I am forever thankful for the opportunity that I had to go there, and it'll be a place that I always have a special place in my heart. And for sure, guys, I will see me at games when I retire. Man, I really always loved Quandre Diggs. If you have been a subscriber of my channel since day one, you knew when he was on the Detroit Lions, he was my favorite player. And when the Detroit Lions when Matt Patricia traded Quandre Diggs, that was the end for me for Matt Patricia. I was livid because he was physical, stout. He liked to get turnovers and he liked to hit. Just a hell of a good piece to this football team. And it's a shame that he got traded. But I love Quandre Diggs. Shout out to Diggs. Can't wait for when he does retire to see him in the stands cheering on the Lions. You get a lot of that. You notice that? Folks, we get a lot of former players that was either traded to Detroit or went to another team, but they end up just absolutely loving the organization and staying here. And it's really good to see. Glover Quinn, he reminds me of that. Awesome safety, and now he talks Lions on YouTube. So it's great to see. The Detroit Lions, looks like we got the best of Mr. Ben Johnson. That's right, because Mr. Ben Johnson reportedly wanted Drew Petzing as their OC. Mike Payton from A to Z Sports reports there's a good chance Johnson would have been very high in the hiring of Petzing as OC in Chicago. And if you paid attention to the studies we have done on Petzing, you notice that Petzing and Johnson are about simptico as they can get. They like to run the ball the same way. They're both aggressive in their play action. Both utilize tight ends similar way. It just would have been a perfect fit. Woo! Hey, Ben Johnson, how does it feel to lose coaches, man? How does it feel to lose coaches, man? It don't feel too good, huh? It sucks. But it's good that we got a guy that he potentially coveted, and I hope Drew Petzing works out with Mike Kafka, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell. Remember, this is Dan Campbell's offense. We always got to remember that. Yes, we have a new OC. Yes, we bring in Kafka for offensive position. But this is Dan Campbell's offense. And since it's his offense, I think we'll be pretty much good to go. I do think so. Question, because we're going to get into this here relatively soon. Who are some cut candidates that you think will get cut this up-and-coming season? Name anyone. May not even be on the list that I'm about to talk about. Because the cut candidate list came out, and we're going to get into that right now. And when it comes to LionsWire, they have 3 candidates that potentially could be cut. And the first one here, obviously, was Taylor Decker, right? He was the main picture here. They believe he is a cut candidate. This is what they say about it. His cap hit's $21 million. If they cut before, it's a savings of $11 million before March 15. After, $10 million. After June 1, $17.9 million. So if they were going to cut him, it would be after June 1. And if they cut him, it would not be a cut. It would be him retiring and them just doing kind of a favor for the organization. Because Taylor Decker is awesome, and he's always been loyal to this regime and this organization. That's what happened. I don't think the Lions cut him. If he retires, he retires. But if it is a cut, it is because he's retiring. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of fixing the cap for the organization. But I don't think the Lions just cut him just to cut him. I don't. And when it says, he wasn't that great this year, he had a shoulder injury the whole time. You got to put that in perspective. Next cut candidate they have is Graham Glasgow. I don't think he gets cut because I think he just retires. And if he doesn't retire, this is not the same situation. He would get cut. But I do think he retires. But look, his cap hit says $8.4 million. There's no way he's going to be on this team for $8.4 million. Cut before June 15, 5.5. After 5 point. And there's the dead cap after June 1. Again, he's not going to be on this team this year. Graham Glasgow will not be in the Detroit Lions in 2026. That'd be retiring or cut. He was horrible because he's older, and that's what happens. You decline in play when you get older. This is what it is. Next cut candidate that they have is Brock Wright, Lions' number 2 tight end. That's interesting because I don't think the Lions cut him either. His cap hit is 4.7. That's not bad for Brock Wright. But if it was after his savings of not even $1 million, after June 1, 3.5. That's a lot of savings. But it's not worth it. I think Brock Wright is worth what he brings. He's a blocking tight end too, guys. He does a lot of block. He does a lot of the grimy work that we don't see, generally speaking. And so, for me, when I look at him, he's actually a valuable asset to the team. The only one that I see is Graham Glasgow. He is the one that I would say is not the most valuable asset to this football team. But Taylor Decker, if he's not on this team, it's because he retires, or if it is a cut, it's because it's a backroom deal of retirement/cut. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we don't know that he could absolutely retire. The Lions are going to have to draft a tackle no matter what, but hey, I just don't think they just cut him upright. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Again, name a cut candidate. Anyone who you want. Doesn't matter. That was not on this list. A to Z Sports Mike Payton. He did some mailbag Q&A. Check it out. I just want to take some of the ones that he talked about. Talked about What Lions free agent back should the priority being to replace a David Montgomery for replacements, and realistic free agents the Lions adding? The first one that he has the Lions potentially adding is edge Kwity Paye from the Indianapolis Colts, 265. That's the exact type of body style that we like. He is going to be cheap because he only had 15 solo force sacks. He played in 17 games. It would be a small signing. It wouldn't be big. I would be happy with him alongside Aiden Hutchinson. I would be happy for the signing, but I'd still want more. Definitely want more. Also has the Lions potentially looking at center Cade Mays from the Panthers, because obviously we need center. It's important. Player we always been talking about is center Tyler Linderbaum. I really hope the Lions get him. And another center in Connor McGovern. Players that can hold the offensive line down. That's pretty much it. We're all in agreement, and I 1,000% agree that that's the case. He also talked about replacements for David Montgomery if we were to trade him. Here's his replacements. Katron Allen, I spoke about him in the draft. Similar style to David Montgomery, Penn State. 4th-round pick, in my opinion. Brian Robinson from San Francisco, nearly 400 yard running. Tyler Algier, 500 on the ground, but I love his last replacement. It's just David Montgomery. David Montgomery. We got Drew Petzing. We're going to run a lot. There is no reason not just to keep him. Do not cut him. Do not trade him. You're not going to save that much. Just keep David Montgomery. We're going to run the football like crazy. So that's my favorite one that he has. David Montgomery's replacement is David Montgomery. And I don't think they trade him now. I think it's less likely with Drew Petzing. You're going to run 34, 35 times. You can't do that to Jahmyr Gibbs. He would be really exhausted by the end of the year. Got to have Montgomery in this one. So give me your thoughts on the latest Lions news and rumors. Adios.